Wow. Friday night. Look at these characters. We have some visitors this week on We're Going to Need a Bigger Windmill. Just getting settled. One of our guests is working out the technical issues, and I am starting to see them pop up saying devices not connected, which is not good.
Rudy,
we're going to let people get situated. We're going to let everybody get situated on here. Hopefully Rudy will be here in seconds. These guys look, we already got some comments. Randy Rice. These guys look like a pack of wild punks.
That's for sure.
Still working on Rudy. I'm gonna try this out because figuring out fun things with StreamYard. Ooh, I see Rudy almost on. Figured out how to play clips. So check.
Yes! Yes! That was insane.
We can now play video clips and people can watch that. There's also like a countdown thing that's pretty cool. Oh, got one other half of the Putting Penguin, Mandy, regular listener, watcher, viewer, participator, putter.
Hopefully a participator at some point.
Yeah, we definitely need to get Mandy in here, but she's psyched for tonight's episode. Got like a little bit of a light shining in my eye at home, and it looked like it was silked, and I was like, maybe I don't know all this slang. I'm not. You know what? I don't see. Rudy's got like a blank screen. Maybe his audio's in.
Maybe.
Wait, hold on.
Hey, Rudy, can you?
I hear him.
Oh,
I heard him.
Oh.
All right, is that better?
There you
All
go.
right, this
Look
is
at that.
all sorts of.
Holy lighting.
All right, how is this?
Hey, Rudy,
this looks, wait, hold on. If I do it this way.
Your lighting is bad.
Oh,
there
no.
you go.
Yes,
That's
I figured
better.
things out.
Technology.
Rudy,
Look
can
at
you
that.
see the screen, or are you just blinded by whatever light's blasting you in the face?
No, I can see perfect. This is my TikTok and YouTube setup. But I'm on my phone and not my iPad. For some reason, I couldn't get that set up. So my screen is, I'm looking at my phone when I was expecting to be looking at. I realized everything is the same on the screen, not relative to how I'm holding up my hand. So I'm going to stop doing that now.
So it wouldn't be an episode of We're Going to Need a Bigger Windmill if we weren't talking a little bit about technical stuff. But unlike all the rest of the other white guys on the internet that are like getting really technical, we're like fumbling along. Like we're trying to we're all like standing in front of a car trying to fix it in the process. And we're trying to fix it because we got stuff to talk about tonight. And why is my screen? This is an interesting thing. I'm going to see if I can stop sharing my screen because I have something I'm trying to do here. Again, let's get into the technical weed stuff.
You can.
So you can see the screen now. That's what I want to show. And I want to stop sharing the screen. But we have...
It's gone.
It's going. We have a special guest in the studio.
Oh, surprise.
Hey, get out of here. Nobody invited
Wait, what?
you.
Too soon? Too
Oh,
soon.
what do we got?
Too soon.
No, it's the
Okay.
mustache.
So
you
we're
gotta
gonna-
go.
Oh, Jesus.
We're gonna
you guys will
drop
let
this
anybody
guy.
on this podcast, won't you?
So we're gonna drop this character, this mustachioed character, out of the feed for the time being. He's like in this little like
He's in the green
something or
room.
other in the green room.
And you know what he doesn't have? A
Because-
window.
Doesn't have a window.
That's a Tom Segura
this
joke.
mustachioed character out of the feed.
Oh,
For the time being,
someone's listening
like in this
while we're.
little like
Who's got the audio on?
something or other in the green
Rudy?
room.
And you know what he doesn't have? A
Because-
window.
The window.
Someone got the
That's a
audio?
Tom Segura
This
joke.
mustachioed character out of the feed.
You got an echo
For the
here,
time
folks.
being,
Someone's listening.
like in
Who's
this little like
got the audio on?
something or other in the green room.
We suck. This sucks.
Hold up. I muted Rudy and that audio issue
Rudy,
went
stop
away.
watching
Rudy, I'm
yourself.
gonna bring. Hold on, Rudy. Are you good?
Oh my God, Rudy,
Rudy?
call it. This is Rudy's fault. You guys know how to use technology. Rudy does not. This isn't balloons.
What's going on with Rudy here?
Maybe
is
he
pretty
needs
good.
to make a computer out of balloons and it'll work better.
Hello?
There you go. Stop
Yes,
watching
you're
yourself.
back.
I
Weird.
can't hear anybody.
That's okay.
We don't need. We
Maybe-
can hear you, and we hate you.
Can you put in headphones to your device?
You should drop.
Aaron in the background is just.
What is going on?
Your
Put
wife
headphones in,
really
Rudy.
giving it up on us.
Give me a
Headphones,
second. I want to
Rudy.
try something.
Okay, let's. I'm gonna pull Rudy out of the feed, and
Yeah,
the
that's a good idea.
three of us, for right now, are gonna talk about what we're doing here on a Friday night, talking about why we can't make things work, which is this regular now talk show that happens every Friday, and just shared my screen again. It's We're Gonna Need a Bigger Windmill. It's Pat Sheridan and myself, and I'll let Pat introduce himself, talking about Holey Moley and mini golf because we're huge mini golf aficionados, love the game. Myself and my wife do a couple of putts. I go by the name Mr. T, but my name is also Tom, and I've played a bunch of mini golf courses. We've designed a bunch of mini golf courses, and we love the game mini golf. And my wife and I run Holey Moley, and that's why we're here. And I'm going to throw it down to Pat.
So I'm Pat Sheridan. I am one of the co-founders of the Putting Penguin, a mini golf course review site that's now been around for 20 seasons. So we've been doing this for a little while, visited a ton of courses. Also a competitor on Holey Moley, tournament player, involved international side, a little journalism thrown in. So an authoritative source on miniature golf around the world. And I just like talking about it on Friday nights because there's nothing better to do in quarantine.
That is right. And then we have a special guest. Who's our special guest?
I'm Evan. I was also on Holey Moley season 1, so all three of us were on the same season. We were all there pretty much at the same time too, even though we were all in different episodes. So I'm a.
Who's our special guest?
Oh my gosh,
I was also on Holy.
Rudy, stop watching it while we're on. Oh my
Rudy, we
God.
need you to put in some headphones.
No, he just needs to turn off the Facebook part. He just needs to stop watching it.
I don't know if he knows that there's like a huge lag too, but like we already have the Presidente and Tears. We have
And
Randy
your
talking about-
wife is roasting us, so.
yeah, and Robin's just like, get it together. The real Rudy.
The real Rudy. He's imaginary. That's the issue.
Okay, we're gonna give you a chance here, Rudy. We are gonna dial you up, and hopefully you can hear us. Rudy, can you hear us?
Yes, I am here.
All right, Rudy, stop
Yes.
turning
Tell
on
it.
the Facebook feed.
I fixed it.
Just don't turn on any other windows. Just have this window.
I know I
That's all
did.
you need.
Well, I finally did that. But now
Yeah.
I want fun stuff after the name. I want to rename myself. How do I do that?
All right, you be
What do you-
quiet so I can finish doing what I was doing before you so rudely interrupted.
So how do you know each other, Evan? Why don't you finish your intro?
Oh, Evan and I are teachers.
Oh my God, this is the worst. Okay. No, yeah. So I am part of OStreet, and Rudy and I actually joined OStreet in the same. We were rookies the same season of our league that we run down in Ocean City. Typical. Aaron says typical video with messed up audio. At least it has audio.
It has two audios going simultaneously.
Probably.
Do I have my Venmo?
But yeah, so Rudy is actually Aaron's cousin, which I'm sure he's gonna say in a second anyway. But
No, I never admit that.
oh, that's a good point. You shouldn't admit that. But yeah, so my friends made me come and play mini golf like the 1 year right at the end of the season with them. And it was like I think like the second year of it or something like that, second or third year of it. And back then it was dare golf. And so whoever lost had to do a dare, and like some of the dares were like dress up in a cat in the hat suit that Aaron just had. And talk to people about Jesus on the boardwalk. Or like take a shower in the waterfall on the mini golf course, and we brought like shampoo and a bar of soap, and somebody had to jump in their underwear and like suds up like on the mini golf course. We made our friend Avery put his hands in those like wax sculpture things, and he had to have his hands like this, and then we took him to the bar and we stuck beers into his wax mitts the whole night. So he was walking around with these like inch thick wax mitts the whole night. So we did all this dare golf, and so I met Rudy through that, and now we just hate each other a lot.
I love you,
And
Evan.
so now,
I don't know where all this hostility comes from.
I'm
so
kidding. I
now we
love
need
Rudy.
to get to Rudy to do his introductions below me, and so we can start to talk about Holey Moley, so we can eventually bring on Aaron again for a second.
No,
Nah,
no,
he can
no, no.
wait. He can wait. He already had his. Yeah, he was already on.
Hi, I'm Rudy Real. Evan and I are teachers. I'm
No.
not related to Aaron, and I love mini golf.
Rudy's not a teacher.
Well, let's start to get into the show, because as Randy Rice would say, this is to us in a text, this is a beautiful disaster, and I say we get this beautiful disaster kicked off with talking about some Holey Moley and recapping this episode 10. It's applesauce time. Pat, what can you tell us about?
I could tell us all about a beautiful disaster that is Volcano. One of the most fun and ridiculous holes to watch. We had our two competitors right there. Mallory, who was the kickboxer, six-pack, Sestak, pretty nice name, the Ronda Rousey of mini golf, as she likes to call herself. 20-year-old up against Chris Mills, whose nephew was a young Special Olympic golfer and had a zero-waste food truck business. Kind of an interesting combination. So a bit of a juxtaposition of competitors here in the first round. So if you're familiar with Volcano by this point, bless you, Evan.
Thank you.
I don't know what you're doing watching the 10th episode of this particular show, but hit the ball, goes up the repurposed Holey Moley from last year, does a little Plinko style to tell you where the ball comes out, and then you try to survive a zip line that is going to throw you right at basically a telephone pole. So really interesting type hole. Mallory was our first up. She got into the hazard, and for a very split second, it seemed like she might have been able to grab onto the pole with her legs, which if you look at that picture right there, I got to imagine she's got some serious leg strength to grab that, and then just ended up tumbling into the water. Chris ended up with a rough shot and probably did the smartest thing, as Tess and Regal pointed out, that any competitor has done all season, and just pulled the emergency cord and didn't even bother with the pole at all. Just went right in the water, which, come to think of it, much like Morris is trying to push his way through hole number 2, is an amazing strategy, and something, if I ever find myself on that type of hole, absolutely am going to do. So they were both set up. I'm trying to figure out, after watching this hole many times, if it's actually worse to be in the hazard than the rough, and I don't think it is, because you're a whole lot closer, and that sand isn't that bad to putt out of. And Chris had a long shot, did give a good run at it. Mallory just was a lot closer on her approach shot, a little bit of a tap in. Chris had, I thought her putt was going well, and then it broke hard right on her, right at the cup, which I'm sure she had no idea it was going to do, because, as all of us except Rudy really knows, you don't get a whole lot of practice on holes and what they do. So we had Mallory kicking her way to the second round after that particular hole, which is going to bring us to whoever's doing. Oh, Tom, you're doing the next hole.
I'm doing the next one, and going to talk about Beaver Creek, Rob Riggle's least favorite hole that seems to not throw many people into the creek. That's just like pads. Like, so they're very like, it's very meta, like, in talking about behind the scenes on this one. We have Gabby, who is from Vegas and has a golf background and a gambling habit. Like to talk about gambling. And then we have James Aguilar, who is the namesake of this episode. It's applesauce time. And I think he said the word applesauce more on TV than's ever been said on anything else. There has to be a Guinness Book of World Records. Just kept saying applesauce, applesauce. And his first putt.
Think applesauce.
Yeah,
think
applesauce. And his first putt, like, almost gets stuck. I thought it was going to be like your typical, like, it's stuck like right in a weird spot on a normal mini golf hole, but it eventually went down the middle track. Before that, Gabby was the one that left. James went down the middle. Both of them had kind of like really soft putts up. The lie that Gabby had, that you can kind of see in this photo, was pretty far off, and she didn't give herself a lot more room towards the cup. James, applesauce time was on, nails the putt, finishes it, gets covered in a huge Gatorade thing of applesauce, and then goes to eat it. I don't think we'll have Jeannie Mai back in season 3 because she was grossed out and I was super grossed out. I'm not a fan of applesauce. I do like yogurt and smoothies, which Rob Riggle talked about. But that applesauce looked gnarly, but it didn't matter. Mr. Applesauce, James Aguilar, goes on to the next round. And as you can see in the changing text, look who's up next round. Who wants to talk about this one? Rudy?
Yeah, sure. Why not? So I know that Aaron was a diver in school. We went to different schools, so I never actually saw him compete. And when I saw him come up and that this was the diving range, I thought, oh my God, what a swimmer. Same thing. You're in the water. Shut up. So I was expecting.
I think divers are in the air most of the time.
Really good. Yeah, I was expecting like top-notch diving. And then I saw what he did, and I was very, very confused. I didn't know if the show was like, hey, listen, we need you to tone it down a bit because the next girl had friends in school and didn't dive all of the time. But yeah, I obviously did not see that double somersault that we were led to believe. But he scored very well. Came in second out of 3. Which was good, and I really liked the setup of the shot that they needed to make. I thought Andy's bounce off of the bank off of the life saver was super like risky if you hit that wrong, it's either going to come back or maybe shoot too far over. But she had a really nice lie for the second shot. But Aaron kind of had the same shot on a different, slightly to the right. He just nailed his shot. So that was really cool to see. I'd like to try a hole like that. I just saw Tom waving the flag.
Not my president. I'm pretty sure
I thought it was Aaron.
I think we're both in this picture that you have here, Tom.
No,
I can see me.
That's impossible. That's entirely impossible. El Presidente moves on to round 2, joins the number of alumni that have been on the show that have made it to round 2. And
which is
we'll
less than
get back
the
to,
people that made it to round 1.
It's true. Okay, we're going to give Aaron, you like 20 seconds.
Oh, I don't know if my is working right. Can you hear me?
And his time's up.
Was the joke worth it, Aaron?
I did this to my boss earlier today at work where I was just like, wait, how do I mute people? And then I muted her as she was trying to explain it. So this is like this is my day today, but we are on to our last hole in the first round. We're going to talk to Aaron more, and he knows that. We're on to our last hole of our first round, and Evan's going to chat about this one.
Yeah, so the first thing I want to say is there was broken buns involved in this one. So it starts off, and course marshal Joe's out there trying to, or course marshal, whatever.
That guy.
Yeah, the guy. He's standing there, and he's just watching the actual people that know what they're doing to try and fix the hole. Just watching them try and fix the hole, and Rob Riggle's just like tearing into him, and so is kind of Joe. Joe's trying to kind of tearing into him too. Yeah, so the hole broke. So they didn't have to deal with the rotating platform to putt over, which should have made this hole like way easier because it's just a straight shot at that knife that's like laying the big giant knife handle that you need to hit to get it to bounce. You can kind of see it in this shot. It's by Uzo's putter. Also, Uzo may have the best voice I've ever seen on this show. It is crazy. He's just a big superhero. He sounds like a superhero too. And then let me look at what is her name? I suck.
Lauren.
Lauren. Yeah. I don't have my notes. That's the issue. Yeah.
I have the names going across the bottom of the screen too.
I was not looking there. But yeah,
it's
so
okay.
Uzo comes out and they talk about that his superpowers are powered by candy. And then they show a clip of him like chowing down on all the hole 19 or 19th hole snacks. Aaron told me that in the tent, Uzo ate all of the snacks. Like his bag was full of snacks, his pockets were full of snacks. He took all the snacks. That's what Aaron told me while we were watching last night. Yeah, he's awesome.
I like him more already.
Yeah, he's
already
awesome.
amazing, but this is like an extra level of awesome.
Yeah, apparently took them all, which is awesome. But yeah. And then you have Lauren, who's a statistician, and she talks about how her little young son is like a really rough coach and telling her exactly what she has to do on Holey Moley, which is super cute and adorable. And apparently, they, like Rob Riggle said, he said that they're the most boring couple ever. Her husband's a Yale professor. They must be like stupid smart. Yeah, so they came out and they had this easy putt, from what it seems to me, this easy putt across the non-rotating buns. Lauren hits the fork and bounces back. It doesn't make it through the fork to get over there where you could possibly roll up the slope that is the picnic green, whatever you want to call it, the tablecloth part. And it bounces back, and then then she falls, right? She doesn't make it across the buns and falls in, and so she gets a stroke penalty on top of hitting those forks. And then Uzo comes up, hits it, it makes it up, and then it rolls back down. It just didn't have enough speed to make it to the top, but it rolls right to the bottom of the checkered green, and then he ran across the wiener. He stomped that wiener across the thing and he jumps in true superhero fashion. He takes like 3 steps and jumps across the entire thing and doesn't get a stroke penalty for falling in, and blows Joe and Rob's minds because they're like freaking out as they are like practicing before the episode started, or the intro to the episode. But yeah, and then they both putt. Lauren's putting for her 3rd stroke, and she hits it up, and it looks like it's going to maybe fall off the back, and it just kind of stops. It kind of looked to me like it might have got like dragged on the light that are all around that like green, and just enough to slow it down. But it stays up there, and then Uzo putts and almost he had the line, and he just hits it just not enough. And then he sinks 3, so it didn't matter because Lauren was on her 4th stroke. So Uzo moves on, the superhero with the cape, moves on to the 2nd round after an awesome hole.
Agreed. Pat.
Yeah, so Lauren, I was a little sad, fellow Connecticut person. She went down first round. It's a bummer, but yeah, his was when he ran across that, all I could think about was this was what it would look like if Usain Bolt did this hole, because he was 2 strides and done, and you were like, what just happened? All right, we are on to round 2, double Dutch courage, one of the staples of our particular favorite show on television. Right here is our windmill hole. We've got Mallory back up against Mr. Applesauce. Oh, that's a good picture.
That's second for some pain.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a second. So, Mr. Applesauce up first. Drove his putt. It was a pretty decent first putt. Not probably the best we've seen going through everything, but got all the way down there, which is the important part. And the more important part is he managed to get through both of the windmills without getting hurt. And I have to say, he did no shots at anybody, but didn't actually look like the most athletic dude out there. And he made it look pretty easy, especially that first windmill. And I was just trying to dissect what he did, but I don't know. It's the power of Applesauce. Got all the way through. Mallory got up. She hit it down. She rocketed her shot with way too much power, and paid for it when she went through the first windmill. And as you can see, that's about as far as she got through the first windmill before getting similarly just smacked.
I have a question about this hole that maybe you guys know.
Okay.
If you were to ace it from the beginning, do you still have to run through, or does it just count as the ace?
Nope.
This counts as the ace.
Nope.
Really?
You just win.
Yep.
I aced it in practice when we got to practice it last season.
Sure.
Other people were there.
It's at OStreet rules. If there isn't footage, it doesn't count.
There might be footage. Did they film backstage footage?
So we were down there, and then there was a little back and forth. Tough to say how much, because this was another one that keen internet sleuths on Twitter had some actual pictures and charts and glossy photographs mocked up that I swung in to correct some of their particular conspiracy theories that were going on. Could have been QAnon, who knows? They're in freaking everything these days. And at the end of the day, Mallory was the one who ended up sinking the putt, thus eliminating Applesauce and moving herself to a potentially anticipatory finale. We'll have to see who gets there. I think it's Evan who's going to take us through.
Yeah. So next up we had Uzo, who was probably my favorite person on this episode. No. So it's Uzo versus Aaron in the Dragon's Breath, which is absurd as a whole to begin with. That there's just dragons shooting fire, but then they obviously like pour lighter fluid on the parts of the suit that are actually flammable, because like the second the fire touches, all the same spot light up on everybody, like the shoulders and their cape are like immediately lit up. But yeah, so Uzo comes up. He his whole mask is all fogged up. It looks like, I don't know how he could even have seen anything to putt. And he hits the drawbridge. This is another one where there's Pat and I were talking about this before. This is another one where there may have been some like they didn't show one of the balls going through the drawbridge from the one side, only the other side. To continue what Pat was saying about the Twitter being like, what the heck? But so Uzo hits it, it goes and hits the drawbridge. He gets the second shot and he gets it through the left slot, and it goes over. And in this picture, you can actually see it. It hits in that little crevice of this rock. I also think this is the first time I've personally seen that they gave somebody some relief from the wall. I don't know that I've seen another putt where they actually moved the ball out from the wall. Like, it was very obviously he was like jammed in there and didn't have a shot. So it looked like they moved his ball out like the normal mini golf rules. It looked like a putter head away from the rock so he could get a shot at it. And he hit a really good shot. It just went a little wrong off the one grave. And then
pause 1 second there. Can I say, holy moly, you get to design the entire course. Don't put a place where the ball can get shoved under a rock. Think through this.
Yeah.
Sorry. That was my takeaway from that. I was like, really?
I mean, didn't a ball get stuck in your anus too?
Yeah,
in an episode?
You would think they would have
true.
balls stuck in their
I hate that I find that as funny as I do.
Hey, Rudy, how many balls do you think are stuck in there? That's an old joke between me and Rudy, because Rudy's real smart. But yeah, so then Aaron comes up and he hits his putt, and it's another one, like I was saying, it's like he shot it and then it shows it only from the other side and it goes through the left one again, but he gets a little bit better of a bounce off of the little like wall thing that's right past that drawbridge, and he ends up just behind where the two graves are, and he has to go over both graves, but he has like a way better chance of doing that than Uzo, like crammed up against that rock. And so he putts and just misses it. He had a great putt. It was right there, and just misses his second putt, and then he sinks it. He has like a super close putt. Even I think there's in the show, Uzo even says like, "Oh, there's no way you're missing this shot," and so Aaron shoots that last shot and sinks it in 3. And Uzo's already at 3, so he's done.
I love this picture of Aaron because in the comic book movie where he's the villain, that picture fits his personality perfectly.
What do you mean? He is the villain.
I didn't say it. I'm a good person.
Yeah.
So that gets us to the big final match. For that little putter sitting on that stand. And what do we have here? We have Aaron versus Mallory. We're gonna let the OStreet guys chat about this one. Who wants to start? Rudy, do you wanna kick this one off?
Yeah. You know what? I'm surprised that more people, or that neither of them tried to shoot further to the right to bypass it. I know there's the fear of it going off, but if you got a straight shot, I'd rather be on the right side of those humps than having to go over them, because I've seen bad things happen with those.
It's only a 30-foot shot on the side of
Yeah,
the
yeah. I was gonna say that, Rudy. I don't think you have the perspective. Like, think of there's like 8 porta potties, at least 8 porta potties.
Yeah.
And how wide do you think a porta potty is? Roughly, just guesstimate. How wide do you think each porta potty is?
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. I just like
It's at least like 4 foot. Each porta potty is at
Aaron,
least
why
like
did you
4
just
foot.
put the ball in the hole. I mean, come
Yeah,
on.
right.
Yeah,
it's a
Yeah,
strange
I
mean, that
shot.
is
Why
the
not do
game.
it?
Just putt better. Putt better.
And I don't know. Have I missed it? Has anybody made it past those porta potties?
Yeah.
without getting hit?
Yeah, the one guy. There's been 2 people, right?
Chelsea
Yep.
did.
I think only
The
Chelsea
2
and
girls,
Tiger
right?
did. Nope.
I think
Oh, the
Mallory
guys
might
that-
have made it had she not slowed down at the end.
Oh, she had it. She had
Yeah.
it, and she hesitated. The girl, like Mallory in this episode, she had it. She was cooking along, and then
Yeah.
the one door opened behind her, and she got nervous and she slowed down, and she just got pummeled by that second to last door.
I know we were talking about it at the watch party, but Aaron had a better dive on this hole than he did with the diving board.
Yeah, 100% had a better dive, like full on, way better dive in
Yeah,
this.
a little 360 corkscrew. I was impressed.
I was like a McTwist. But that gorilla messed him up. It really got him.
It looked like the
And he
gorilla
had a good
felt
run.
bad afterwards.
Yeah.
And he had a good run at it too. And like, I think that thing popped open pretty quick on him.
I think so too. I think so too.
I agree with you. Looking at the picture, the gorilla is the only one that's opened right there, and that's at least halfway open. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, it's a fraction of a second to go like this.
yeah,
So-
but none of the other ones did,
Not yet.
right? I don't know.
I mean, what the trash guy? I saw this on Reddit. I forget his name.
We're talking- Kyle.
Yes, Kyle. They
Claridge.
went in and like used the timer, like timed it from when the light turned green, and he only got like 1.6 seconds or something like that to get across, and he only made it halfway because the doors just opened so abruptly.
yeah.
So maybe it was early. I don't know. But I think it's way funnier when they fall in anyway. So I personally don't care, and it didn't really matter for this because they both fell in. So it really. And their putts were really similar. Mallory's was arguably I have a question about this hole. So if I was to play this, I would probably hit it, try and bounce that little bit. But then there's a space between that angled thing and that bump that I think you could hit the end of the thing and make this like beautiful layup. No, it's too small.
You can do a layup on it. Actually, last week's guest, Lizard McGee, had it, but the problem with that is you don't have like a dead on line, and so like
Right.
actually Lizard last week, the guy that he lost to got past on the right side and made a really great putt, but he's just in some ways he felt like being on the hump wouldn't have been as bad just because he literally had to lay it up. There was like no conceivable angle because you can't play off anything else there.
Yeah. But yeah, so she's got a better. She's closer. Aaron like gave it a ride on his shot. It hits that thing and doesn't really slow down. So he gave himself a little bit too much of a ride on that first shot, and then they both fell in the water. So then Aaron comes up and has to do his second putt, and apparently this is the OStreet way of playing Holey Moley. You hit it a little too hard on the last round. You hit the ball a little too hard, and you lose. But yeah, so he hits it, and it's a great line. He hits it a little too hard. It misses the hole. It breaks just a little too much, and it rolls right off the edge and falls in the water, which means he has to go back to the drop zone. And then I'll let Rudy do the last bit here for Mallory.
She makes it. Thanks, Evan, for the gem of narrative I can give here. No, she hit a really, really awesome shot with the read of the angle and how it dropped. That was that was a really perfect putt. I definitely think she had an advantage going sideways or at an angle as opposed to straight on like Aaron did, because you want to hit it hard enough to go over the hump so that it doesn't fall back down and you're still stuck in the same spot. But if you give it too much power, you're going right into the water. At least with her shot, if she were to have missed, she's still going to be on the right side of the hump and hopefully not in the water. You know what I mean? Like, she doesn't have to hit it as hard to go sideways over it. But yeah,
And she has
a longer tread on top, so it slows down as it's got longer area to cover over the bump if you're hitting it at an angle, so it slows down more.
and it really was just a beautiful shot.
Absolutely.
And I'm honestly surprised she really went for it, because with Aaron back in the drop zone, she just really need to lay it up. I mean, like, you know, if you see where Aaron's standing in this photo, he needs to get over from the drop zone where that little yellow thing is to over 2 humps and probably about, it's like at least a 20-foot shot without going over the edge. I mean, talk about like a perfect pace to like, so he would have had to have played it safe. So she gets, you know, if she 2-putts this, she's fine. And yeah, I mean, she makes an amazing putt. I'm surprised she went at it, and boy, I mean, she could have had just as much of bad luck and been off by an inch, and she probably gave it enough of a ride that thing could have went in the water too. And we're going back and forth. But yeah, it was a heartbreaker to watch. And that's the episode. That's the episode.
Yeah, you guys are doing a fantastic job. This is great. Waiting, watching all this happening. Fantastic. Commentary is amazing. It's beautiful.
I'm so glad you can make it on the.
Do you want to say what you said to me about that last putt last night when we were watching it? What you said, like you were talking about, like you understood what I did, why I hit it the way I hit it on the last hole.
There was absolutely no way I was shorting a putt on Holey Moley. There's no way that was ever going to happen. And
you would only be referred to as Sally from then on.
Susan Sarandon.
No, but from the distance where I was shooting from, I had to hit it hard enough to get over the hump. And I really don't think if I hit it any later, I don't think it was going to make it over. So it was either make it or miss it. And listen, Mallory was the TKO for that shot. That was just like completely knocked me out at that point. But it was good. It was a lot of fun.
Pat and I had a funny conversation where, I think you're the only person who's been on the show that's had 3 different outfits, which is a first. You had to wear a different outfit for every hole. And then Mallory, I think, is the only person who went in the water on every hole on the episode.
Well, also, I don't know if you noticed, but I gained a year halfway through the episode.
That written down. I was going to say, you have a birthday between the
By the
second
end, I was 28.
So wait, so what's the conspiracy? So what is it? Are you 29? Like, where are you at now in age? Like, let's solve it for the fans.
I think, how old are you, Rudy? 30?
27.
Rudy's 27. I'm 30. I forgot.
Isn't that what you told Holey Moley when they interviewed you? You told
Well,
them the wrong age?
Here's the real story. I always lie about my age, and I say I'm 27, right? When I go to do my interview last year, Aaron says, hey, make sure you tell them your real age. And I was like, oh my God. And at the time I was 36. But I
There's
get on
his real age.
Wait, what's that? Go on.
So
It's not hypothetical. You were 36.
I'm doing the interview, and they say, tell us your name, your age, and your occupation. I say, I'm Rudy Real. I'm 37. I'm an entertainer. I go through the rest of my interview, and then after it's done, a friend of mine comes out and goes, are you lying to me about your age? And I was like, what are you talking about? You're like, you just told Holey Moley you're 37, but you told me you were really 36. And I went, oh my God. So I had to text the lady and I went, hey, I'm real sorry. I normally lie about my age. And then when I told it to you, I just got it wrong. I'm really 36.
So if you want to know the reason why Rudy Real is the one member of O Street on here that has not been on any seasons of Holey Moley,
That's
you
why.
might have just gotten the answer.
Or because he's
because
Rudy, but
They were really looking for a 37-year-old to fill that spot, and I just missed it. I shouldn't have told him the truth.
I just asked you last week. I'm like, how old are you? He's like, I guess I'm 37. I'm like,
Yeah, I have no idea. I had to do the math on my calculator.
Ridiculous.
I love Evan.
he teaches his children in his house.
I mean, it's Hollywood.
And then calls
Everybody lies
himself
about
a
their
teacher.
age.
It's true.
You guys
Everybody
are
likes
you
that.
regretting bringing us all on. I like.
Yo, all right, Pat, hold on. I saw your post or your comment on the post about this might be the best and the most vulgar, and I was like, "What? I am not vulgar. He must be talking about Evan."
Insert I'm a good person here. Can we get that at the ticker? Hashtag I'm a good person.
Hold on, I'm changing that right now.
You're
I'm
not.
surprised we have gone
Jeez.
46 minutes as clean and as family friendly as we have.
Shocking.
Oh, am I allowed to curse?
That's better.
It's the internet, of course. You're allowed to.
Andrew.
Oh, shit.
Andrew, you're the best.
Jeez. My
So,
God.
so if you can't tell why we had the O Street guys on, so the little bit of a backstory before we chat with them a little bit more is that both Pat and I got a chance to meet all of these guys when we were out in California shooting Holey Moley last year. And from that, I think Pat was familiar with the O Street guys videos, right, last year?
Well, we played in tournaments before that too.
Yeah, I think we
That's
played
right.
2 years prior.
US Open and
Yeah.
so a couple tournaments too.
So everybody kind of knew each other a little bit. And then through this experience where it was like not a lot of sleep on this set that's like something that's like you just imagine you'd get to play ever in your life, we've all like stayed in touch and met up at the Masters and like traveled and played in tournaments and shot videos and done all sorts of fun stuff together. And so all of us kind of like through this show in the mini golf world who were really passionate about it, loved the game a little bit and knew a few people. And now we're like all like BSing with each other all the time. And like these guys are just like such like a fun breath of fresh air in the world of mini golf. All of the people in this room, like getting to know them the last year, I think we, you know, Robin and I have been doing this thing for years where it's just us and going to courses and maybe we get to interact with Pat, maybe we get to interact with like Richard Gottfried online. But man, getting to play mini golf with people who really are passionate about it is just so much fun. And, you know, I think all of us, like the O Street attitude and spirit has just inspired us all. And that's why we want to have them on, because it's a little bit of chaos and that's fine.
You got to break more putters. Break more putters.
No.
I don't endorse that. We don't endorse that.
I do 100%
If
endorse.
it's your own putter, go for it. I don't
Yeah, exactly. Don't break.
Yeah.
Don't break course putters.
No.
Yeah, unless it's a
Putter,
tournament, I put you.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I have to get clearance to putt you every time I play there now.
But yeah, these guys are like a family, and if you watch the episode, you know that Aaron has been dubbed El Presidente
By himself.
There's like a
Dubbed.
By himself.
Well, you know
Like
what?
Rob
I
Riddle
have to
said.
say-
Like he
Hold
said,
on.
you can't give
Wait.
There was a vote of
Rudy's
years ago.
named himself our hero. You've named yourself the face. So you're gonna give me crap? You got to be kidding me.
There was a vote a few years ago on who the president of O Street was going to be. And the popular vote was not for Aaron. Aaron was voted out. And then
he
the
wins.
following
That's
week,
how you win a presidency.
Yeah,
the
electoral.
following week, he goes up and he's like, "Oh, look what I got made!" And they're brand new O Street mini golf business cards with President Aaron Kaminsky on it. And
Absolutely.
it was in print first, so that's what counts.
You forget it's a web series we've filmed. It's for It's for the people.
Oh,
What people? Who's watching our videos? We watch those
our
videos.
videos are huge in the deaf community.
And if you don't know anything about O Street, like we could have Aaron give you the spiel that he got to give on TV like 5 times the last few days. But honestly, you should check those bits out because they're probably all really awesome. And you should check out all the O Street videos because they're all fun to watch, and you'll get to see all these characters, like, you know, like make fun of each other, like compete with each other, and all of that. But this is sort of what it's like playing mini golf. It's just like
It's amazing. It's nonstop. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's loud. It's loud
Yeah.
the whole time.
You're loud.
Yeah.
Yes.
All for being so young and bringing the average age of tournaments down by like 50.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Even with your real age.
20s.
No,
It's
it's
a
really
big
still like
swing.
in the top 10 percentile of young people on the tour.
Besides
Yeah.
those little kids that played at the Masters, they definitely bring the average down.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true. That and Olivia, because Olivia's still in her early 20s.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And she's so good.
Yeah, she's really good. If you don't know who Olivia Prokarova is, and for mini golf, just go look at some stats of tournaments for the last few years. Since she's been like 7 years old, she's like been cleaning up in the pro mini golf world. There's a piece in the New York Times on her. Isn't that the one that you saw, Aaron?
Yeah, it was that with I think it was a combination of like the U.S. Open. So like Brad Lebo and Olivia were both in that article.
I love Brad.
And
Love you, Brad.
maybe do you think any of those guys are tuning in? It's East Coast. It's
God,
almost
no.
midnight.
God no.
No, they're playing mini golf right now.
Yeah,
That's how they win at the Masters.
The Masters. Olivia's in Myrtle Beach right now.
Doing.
We had dreams, Brad. We had dreams.
But yeah, so tell us about tell us about like the basics of like O Street, what you're up to now, because you guys have some things coming up and some competitions and some things that are active and money.
Yes. Yeah. So we are finishing up the last game of our summer season. Game 10 is happening at Pirates of the Golden Galleon in Ocean City. And pretty much if you won a game or you've gotten 20 cumulative points for the season, you are invited to the championship. So it's make or break time for a lot of people. I know, Rudy, you're like, what, 16?
Yeah, I gotta get 4 more.
Which is very, very doable, and there's a lot of people that can qualify. Actually, last game, there were a ton of people that were able to qualify based on a lot of ties. So I think we're going to have the biggest turnout for our championship, which is great because it's usually just the 3 of us.
It's sometimes other people.
There's sometimes other people. And we
What, Larry?
we
Larry?
built our own
Not Larry.
yeah, for sure.
Who played
I don't
last
know
year?
about this year though. I think we're gonna have a different members championship and or championship winner. But after that, pretty much 2 weeks after our championship on Sunday, August 30th, we're having our second annual $1,000 tournament at Go Fish Mini Golf in Avalon, New Jersey. And it's a tough course. It's definitely aceable. If you caught my Fox 29 news segment, I can't make an ace, but hopefully you can go up. And then other than that, September's just going to be the tournaments. It seems like in the Northeast, Pat has his tournament. There's a few in LBI. Some people have been talking about trying to do a fall league. If we have time, we can do that. And then hopefully the Masters, if things are safe and moving forward in a positive way.
I think we should do the Winter Classic as the way we did it the first year we did it this year, where it's multiple games.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
That's how we did it the first year.
Like, yeah.
Like do like 3 or 4 games.
It was 2 rounds at 4 locations.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah, it was fun because it was like mini season, like in the middle of the winter.
Like, I know it's almost midnight right now where we are, and I so badly want to go out and play mini golf right now after this.
Avalon, let's go to, or not Avalon, let's go to Absecon.
No, we'll go find all those balls stuck in Seaport Village, Rudy.
Why don't we just go back to the trailer park?
Oh, no.
I don't feel like dying.
Hold on. That's a great story. Hold on. So Rudy goes, I found a new mini golf course.
Which I think was his plot to murder us.
Yeah, I think it was. So we're like, all right.
Epically failed.
So we go to this at night because it's like, what, February?
Yeah, and I don't think I made it clear to them like what it
And
was.
they're in New Jersey, right?
Yeah, in New Jersey.
It's like Mays
In New
Landing.
Jersey.
It's about like 20 minutes roughly from all of us. And we all know the area. Evan, correct me if I'm wrong. I have no idea where we were.
Oh no, I know. Like it's right by the mall, but you have to take three roads I've never been on in my life.
Yeah.
Exactly, and I feel like I'm not sure if this actually happened, but
It's back in the woods at this RV park, which is closed for the season because it's February. There's no lights anywhere. We pull up to this dark, abandoned RV park with the worst mini golf course, like not kept up, not nothing.
The one hole has drop parts.
Oh yeah,
yeah. The one hole is like a ramp with like plinko with a couple different holes, except for the holes don't go anywhere. They just go into the box, and it's just gone.
I wonder how many balls were stuck in there.
There's a lot in that one.
So now we see a pickup truck drive by, see us, and circle back around. Two guys pull up, get out of the truck, and they go, can we help you? And I go, no, we're okay. We got it.
We're good. We're just going to play. We're going to
push out. A rhetorical question. I answer them. I'm like, oh, no, I'm good. They go, you guys can't play here. And I go, no, we got the flashlights. We can see. It's all right. Like I'm trying to convince them. And I think everyone was like, dude, we have to go. And I was like,
the worst part was right next to this stupid, scary ass mini golf course that is definitely haunted is for sure the spookiest house I've ever been that close to, because it's like the office for the trailer park is just this old,
which is something out of like Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah, like literally there's a window to the attic and the lights on only in that window.
Yep.
And the freaking blind moves while we're playing, like it was like we're gonna die.
Puts on a dress and it's his mother.
Yeah.
And I'm answering the guys like, no, it's okay. You can go on. We got this. We only got 2 more holes. And now they're a little bit agitated that we're not getting the hint. So they're like, no, we mean you have to leave now. And I was like, can we finish the last 2? And they're like, no, you have to go now.
They're like, how did you get in here? And we were like, the gate was open. They were like, no, it wasn't. We're like, how else did we get in here? We didn't move anything. Like, what do you mean? Is the gate real? What is happening now?
What's real? I don't know anymore.
I want to ask Aaron and Evan this. Which was spookier, that course or the game we played at Showboat with the haunted trophy?
The game itself wasn't haunted, but the fact that Aaron's car got broken into after we were joking about
only because
the trophy being haunted, that was pretty spooky.
Yeah, that was fantastic. It was great times. I don't know. I wasn't like scared for my life at Showboat. It was more of just kind of like an inconvenience. But if like,
I think I was scared for my soul, but not my life.
Yeah.
But I was scared for my life and not my soul in the trailer park.
Hold on. So, Pat and Tom, you're going to love this. So, we go out after we play this game, and we see that Aaron's car had been broken into. So, we call the police, and the police come up, and one of the cops recognizes me from somewhere. In South Jersey, everybody kind of knows everybody.
No, everybody knows Rudy.
You walk around, like every single day we hang out with him. Someone's like, "Oh, hey, Rudy!" Like
14-year-old children that have no right knowing Rudy just walk up and be like, "Hey, Rudy."
Yeah,
it's so weird.
So now the cops are inspecting Aaron's car to see like what was broken and how it was done. And I look over and I go, "Wow, they left a lot of pot in your car door too." Just to see the cops be like, "What?"
Rudy is slowly trying to get me arrested for holding drugs. Wait. I don't know if you guys remember, but I was in a parking lot with like hardly any cars, and there was a pickup truck with 2 people all the way down in the corner. I don't think the cops ever talked to those people. Like they're probably the people that.
And you were the only person that parked in that lot.
Yeah.
Because we all parked in the other lot.
Yeah, you guys paid for it, and I'm like, oh, this is weird. It's free. Oh, that's why. No one makes it out alive. Yeah,
And it was a cheerleader trophy. So the haunted trophy, we broke into
the House of Blues.
The House of Blues because everything was like Showboat's like done. Yeah, shut down, and it was like just done. But then they put a mini golf course in
downstairs, like in like the casino area.
Yeah.
And we go upstairs. The escalator was like completely broken.
Yeah, we had to climb the escalator, and the other one was in pieces.
Yeah, so we went up there, and we go inside, and it's like little eerie things that you don't like notice right away. Like, oh, like the TV's on, but it's static, because that's normal. And we're walking around, and on the bar on the other side of the room, there's this like 2-tiered dance trophy from like 2014 or something.
And it's like it's like teen cheerleading trophy.
Yeah, like what? Who's been in this room, and why is there a trophy? And then we're like, oh, this is perfect. We'll play downstairs, play some miniature golf, and the winner gets this cursed trophy. And then I win it, and then my car gets broken into, and then we return the trophy, just like in any horror movie. You put that shit back immediately.
And anybody that touched it, I never touched it, so I didn't go back in. I was like, no. And everybody that touched the trophy all put the trophy back together on the bar where it was, so they could all be like redeemed.
A bad horror movie.
My little brother who just walked in was also one of the people that had to return the trophy.
I want to answer Robin's question. She asked who the guys at the trailer park were. I guess they were the groundskeeper.
Larry and Mo. Larry and Mo.
Yeah. Yeah, we never actually asked for their credit. We left and they finished playing the rounds.
Yeah, they just wanted to play.
We left and they like continued murdering somebody. That's why we needed to leave. It wasn't like we weren't intruding. We weren't like doing anything bad. We're just playing some miniature golf. Who knows what they were up to? Yeah. We're like, no, you need to leave right now, or you're gonna die. So yeah, that's just like one of the few but many miniature golf adventures OStreet partakes on. So join our league. You might die.
I mean,
selling point.
I think this is where I could tell that there was something that I liked about you guys, because I remember seeing the videos right after last year's Holey Moley, where you all were out at hole 19 and looked completely as tired as we were when we played it the day before, and were equally as intoxicated looking as ours.
Yeah.
And just like, and a lot of people would be like, oh, I just did this thing that's going to be on TV, and this is kind of a bummer and sucks. But we're in California with our friends. What the hell else are we going to do? We're going to play mini golf.
Me and Steph drank a lot before we played that game.
So Aaron and I flew out to support Evan for the most part on his filming.
Except for the whole second round.
Yeah.
The second round,
we were going up against Robin, but the odds were not in your favor. So yeah, we're jumping ship.
It's true. She's better at mini golf than me.
Oh yeah, than all of us.
Yeah, probably all of us.
The one day that Evan didn't have filming, he had made plans to hang out with some friends. So Aaron and I drove to Vegas to play mini golf there and then drive back. So we all won. Yeah. Wait, what was that?
I said we all won.
Yeah.
We all did win.
We all won.
Yeah, we all won. It was great. I didn't have to deal with them for a while. I got
another trip for mini golf.
I got to hang out with other people without these two goons. It was great.
Hold up, we got another story in here. Gary Schiff, fellow Putt 18 League member.
That's probably what was behind that one hole. That
No, that's in the box. That's in the box.
What's in the box?
All their severed balls.
Ah.
I mean, like putting balls.
Sure.
Yeah.
Pat, do you have anything for our guests?
Oh God, I don't know. I am. I did buy my ticket to your tournament. We'll see how.
I saw that.
We'll see how things go.
It's
Hopefully,
Pat. It's a rough course. It's super fun, but it's rough.
Rough. I mean, like it's not. There. Some of the holes are shorter, but I mean, you really got to work for a hole in one. I feel like some are just not popular.
If it goes right, I'm coming down the day before and practicing.
Oh yeah.
We'll see.
Between
Connecticut
you and Justin Highlighter, Connecticut's going to go 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. Well, until we put New Jersey on the list of places we can't go either. Let's put every other
Highlighter's
state.
already not invited. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, I actually was. I saw Justin for the first time a couple weeks ago. He was
Nice.
too. So yeah, hopefully we'll have the Connecticut contingent down there. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like we've covered so much of what we normally talk about, anyways, when we all get together. I don't know. Question-wise, Rudy. So if there's season 3, Rudy, you gonna try again?
Yeah, I mean, it's somebody from OStreet should probably win this thing.
Well, that's it. Like, why, Aaron? I was pulling for you so hard because I'm just like, I would like somebody we know from our group of mini golfers to actually win, because it just like it looks so bad that we can't get over the hump, and
Literally.
wait another
No, you got over the hump.
you did
You
just
kept going.
really well. That's the problem.
The only one, I mean, because like the only one that's been like in the tournaments and all that would be Mick, right? Because Diane didn't play in any of the mini golf tournaments. Did she with Mick any of those years?
Mick played in like anything beyond the stuff he was doing.
I thought for some reason he did the Masters years ago, but maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, I mean, like, yeah, there's nobody in that Masters world that's like.
I'm a better person. You
just got that.
Just saw it.
That's like doing this. I think everyone got that, and we're just like waiting for you.
How many balls do you think are stuck in there?
No, you're right. I mean, like we all know it's such a unique competition where
besides Rudy, we all know besides Rudy.
Actually, I am the only one that has not been eliminated from Holey Moley yet.
Because you haven't been allowed to play.
I was on Holey Moley.
You haven't. That's not what I said. What did I say? Run it back.
I was allowed to play.
Yeah, you weren't allowed to play, which is true.
But I was still on it and not eliminated.
I guess so.
Gary said Mick had only played in his event, so I would believe Gary on the stats. So
I do too.
There you go.
Well, and
that
you know,
man knows the stats.
I think we're put a blunt point on it. There's probably not a whole lot of people left in that world that should be on the show. And
yeah, I think so.
Oh, shots fired. Wait, I got
all week.
Here, I got
I'm
box.
Let's see if this plays.
Hero.
No, but Pat, I think you're right. What is that?
My air horn app.
Jesus. No, I think you're right, Pat, because there's really not a lot of people that I think can really go through that rigorous torture of sitting around and then the physicalness of it. And I don't know. But
simply, can you imagine, and no real shots fired to a lot of my friends who play these tournaments, but I can't imagine a whole lot of them being on a hole with Uzo and being able to handle that ridiculousness.
You're right.
Oh, 100%.
Entertaining for 4 million people in the United States.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like all of us are showmen. We're characters in ourselves. Yeah, like vote for me 2020. I think it's not only being a good miniaturographer, but you have to be a character. You have to be this personality that hopefully you're not over shine. You're overshining somebody else, or they're doing the same with you. But I don't know. It's like if we all went to go play miniature golf and we can only play one hole, and that determined the winner. Like it's such a unique thing that I don't know. I know everybody else but Rudy until you get on. It's the experience that's really, I think,
Yeah, and especially where the hole, like there's so much of the hole that's luck. Like where's it land coming down a plinko thing, or you know what I mean? Like it's fun, but you can't declare you're the best mini golfer after winning that one hole.
No.
Riches, maybe.
Well, and this is where my statement's coming from, because we've heard enough people who complain that when a course changes from bricks to rocks, it's the end of the freaking world. So I can't imagine many people having the mental stamina to be able to put up with plinko and then go take a zip line roll to a pole and then make a putt after that. So
yeah,
I mean, I think that's a testament. We've talked about this some of the early episodes of the show, is that what we do here has to translate more into the tournament side of things and collectively, and it's been one of the reasons we've tried to talk with a bunch of people on Holey Moley, because there was an article today on the Ringer about the success of cornhole and like how they took this opportunity of COVID and everything and like leaned into what cornhole is. They're like, people drink, they all got crazy face masks, they're like everything that you want about cornhole, ESPN's putting on television. And we sit there and go, well, let's run back a bunch of middle-aged white guys making aces and deuces on putt-putt courses.
Yeah.
It's like watching. I mean, that's like watching. Up until recently, that's like trying to watch bowling too. Is the same deal. It's like a bunch of old white guys that just throw strikes, and now there's some young guys, but all those young guys are the old guys' sons that play on TV. Like, and my dad was like a huge bowler and watches bowling, and like he was like, yeah, that's just that other guy's son, and he's just been bowling since he could walk.
Well, and that's why it's important, and what you guys do in your videos is important, because it's not the hyperbole type mini golf stuff that you see out there. This is the best trick. I mean, it's not.
Yeah, it's definitely not the best.
It's not, but it's actual competition.
Yeah.
Actual competition, enjoyable, and you probably have more out there than we have from any of the major U.S. competitions in the past 10 years. So,
and I think
it's not a question.
I think
big thumbs up. Keep doing what you guys are doing.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
100%.
And I think that's like the only reason we do it is because it's like, well, somebody's got to go out and like have fun with this and make it ridiculous, because it's a ridiculous thing.
Yeah.
Like the idea of mini golf is ridiculous.
Yeah.
The idea of golf in general is ridiculous. We're going to stand 400 yards away from a cup that is literally the size of a drinking cup and hit a golf ball that far and try and get it in that little cup. That is a ridiculous idea. And then to take it and go, well, no, that's too big. Let's make it smaller and put a bunch of rocks in the way.
Let's make it small and really hard.
Or let's make like a volcano, and you got to hit it up the volcano, and that's what everybody wants to do.
No, but hopefully that, like, we could just take advantage of the exposure on Holey Moley. And I know so many people that have reached out, just after my episodes aired, people I haven't talked to in like a decade. And they're just like, oh, my family's been watching. Like, it's hilarious. Like, I'm actually terrified to go back to work whenever that happens, because everyone's going to be like, oh, yeah, I know you. But it's I think our ultimate goal is just to get the word about professional miniature golf out to the public, to get more people to play. Like for our league now, like we've had the biggest turnout this year than any other year. Last year was great, and mainly because Evan was on the show, and then we got to meet more people and we got more exposure. And I think that contributed to the amount of people we got this year. And with my episode, who knows how many we'll get next year. So hopefully the following kind of continues on. And I mean, the more people we talk to and tell them that we play professional miniature golf, they're like, how's that a thing? So it's just getting the word out.
I think everybody in like this group just makes it fun. I mean, Robin and I had like a very like arm's length distance from like the pro mini golf world, and just seeing scores and stuff, it was like really intimidating. And then we got to know like all of you all through like Holey Moley, and had a bunch of fun, and saw that people like had a lot of fun and shot the shit and like were into it. And I think for us, it totally like was a game changer. It was just like, oh, like competitive mini golf can be fun. And for me, it's one of those things like Aaron talked about with swimming, where you sort of like get to a certain point where that doesn't make as much sense, but that maybe mini golf is something that can age well. I mean, I tried to play basketball probably until 2 years ago, and I'm okay, but like, you know, the feeling 2 days after you played basketball that like feels like you got hit by a car just doesn't age well. It's like I can't handle hangovers, and I can't handle that kind of activity. But mini golf, I can hang with it. What do we got here? We got another message. Just wait till Rudy gets on. Oh, Robin, you're going to create a monster.
The world
gets on next year. There will be a special episode next year when Rudy gets on. I guarantee you that will be happening.
Rudy's going to win the whole thing, and Evan and I will never hear the end of it.
I just won't play mini golf with Rudy anymore. That'll be what will happen. Just be not play with Rudy anymore.
Rudy will win, blow all the money in Vegas, and come home broke.
More broke. He'll come up more broke because he had to pay for his plane tickets to get out there to win the money. Then he had to pay for gas to get from LA to Vegas to spend the money. And now he has extra negative money.
I happen to imagine that, like, when you apply next year, Rudy, that the doctor that you'll use for like a physical to get approval will be like Trump's doctor, who's like, yeah, he's good. Like, and it'll be a signature that like this is not real. Like, there's no way that like this person exists, and then we'll meet the guy, and somehow this man's real. Or
there's no way I am not getting a crackpot doctor to pass all of my stuff. There's
so
you heard it here first, folks.
So since this is going to be saved for posterity and Rudy's trying out next year, we need Rudy to tell us the holes that he definitely doesn't want to play.
Oh, I'm going to play them all.
Exactly what path to put him on. So if there was like a top 3 holes that you would definitely not want to play in your episode, Rudy, for production. Hey, production, this is the part where you tune in for his path. What are those holes, Rudy, that you would not? 3 holes this year that you absolutely would not want to play.
Does it have to be from season 1 and 2, or is it just season 2?
You know what? Probably any of the ones where like you have to actually. Well, yes, I will pass the background.
Yeah, right.
No way.
I have. So here's the thing. For work, I have a background check that I pass because I do work at schools because I'm a teacher.
No, he's not. No, he is not.
I love Evan's reaction. So I do a lot of events at schools and stuff like that where they have to see that I pass a background check and all that. It's the drug test when I come up completely clean. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I even try to avoid taking Advil unless I'm in a lot of pain. So when they see how I am and they're like, well, that's all natural. That's the test that got forward. But nope, it's all real. But the answer
the question.
Probably any of the ones where you have to actually like drive a ball. Like I'm there for miniature golf. I'm there to putt. But even with those, if you get a 1-stroke penalty or you're off one behind or you have a worse off start, I can deal with a handicap, like I'm not already. So yeah, give me a further putt or having to putt around something. I'll do it all anyway. That just gives
So
me
we're
better
thinking.
bragging rights at the end.
I want to
So we're
see
thinking-
Rudy do Volcano so bad.
Volcano, slip
So
and putt.
bad.
Volcano, slip and
If I do that, I'm doing a double flip into the water halfway down. Like I'm not even. Why? Especially if the person before me already fell in and it's just going to be even. I'd rather take the stroke penalty and not have to deal with being slammed into essentially a wall. So, yeah, I'll putt wet, whatever.
I mean, it's padded.
Eh.
What about go
So
for
am
it?
I, Evan. So am I.
So you should be fine.
We
Aaron,
don't have any definitive answer.
I love how we have these little sub conversations going on in the names.
Did you just read that? That's been there for like the whole time you've been talking.
You know,
what-
I don't know if it's coming up later on my thing, but I'm loving it.
Oh,
Me
I
too.
missed that.
Me
so who do you
too.
guys want to have a drink with on the show? I'm going to help you guys here.
I want to hang out with
We
Uzo.
haven't.
Uzo.
Uzo, yeah.
Uzo.
Although I do kind of
Maybe we'll have him on next week.
Oh, one at a time, kids. One at a time.
This
What's
is how
up, Pat?
Evan teaches.
I was gonna say Applesauce James seemed like a pretty interesting guy too.
Absolutely.
I would take shots at applesauce with him.
Ooh. He was,
I would hang out with him, but like the applesauce needs to be at like arm's length.
I'm with
That
Tom on this.
apple-
I don't like that either.
that is the only thing in the history of Holey Moley that's grossed me out.
It
I'm
didn't
sorry.
look like applesauce. It looked like, I don't know, like,
It was definitely
Yeah.
applesauce.
I don't know. It looked cold.
Oh, it's 40
I mean,
degrees.
I know, but like it looked,
owned
I don't know.
He owned it though. Like I gotta say,
Yeah.
for that whole thing, like getting the thing dumped on him, like he played that awesome. Like that was perfect.
Spot on.
Who you having a drink with, Rudy?
Oh, this is a bad
Maybe a
question.
seltzer.
Yeah, I have a the Virgin Mule. Was that what did we have?
Yeah, that is what you were drinking the one night. Yes.
Yeah.
Virgin mules.
Listen, Mallory.
I knew
I
that.
was waiting for it.
This is why I said this is a bad question.
Every single time a woman talks to Rudy, she'll walk away and Rudy will turn to us and be like, "Oh, she's totally into me."
Totally won.
And he does this with his eye
Yeah.
every time.
Totally.
It could
You
be
know what?
like our girlfriends. and
I'd
he
like
says
to
it.
hear her give me a play-by-play on how she beat Aaron.
Oh
my God.
You know what? Honestly, no. I get why, because you haven't beat me. So, like, hopefully that.
So,
Not
all
this
right,
season.
I don't know if you guys know this. A couple of years ago, Aaron and I were going to celebrate our anti-Father's Day because both of our fathers have passed away.
And
we
the
want
show
those-
takes a dark turn.
Yeah, well, hold on. No. Let me celebrate things. So we were going to go see what band was it? I keep wanting to say Bouncing Souls. Who was it?
The Toasters.
The Toasters. They were playing in Brigantine, and at one of the places that I work. So we had planned for weeks that we were going to go and do it. The night before, Aaron's like, "Oh man, I got to go to work. I have to cancel." I can't believe it. I go to the show by myself. I'm rocking out to the Toasters. It's a great show. Afterwards, I end up hanging out with them, and I record them bad-mouthing Aaron for not going to the show.
One of my favorite bands.
Still do your laundry. You stink. You should have quit your job. You're not.
Yep.
Then I send him the video, and he's like, "Oh my God, I can't believe you just did that. Like, I want to be mad, but that's also so awesome." Now jump ahead to the next summer. We're supposed to go to the tattoo convention down in Wildwood. Again, hey man, I can't make it. Something came up, might have been work or whatever. And I'm hanging out with a friend of mine, Enigma. He's the guy that's covered in all the blue puzzle piece tattoos.
Yeah, you know, Enigma.
Yeah. And I get a video of him.
Google it.
Aaron. Why you canceled again? You're no good. You're terrible. Blah blah blah. So I've made it a habit. Anytime I'm hanging out with somebody where Aaron should have been there, to get a video recording of them talking trash on him. I would love to have a video of Mallory going, man, you played so good, just not good enough. Not my.
Oh my God.
So, all right. So, and I know we got to wrap this up because we could talk for days, but I guess I'll tell Evan this because I don't know when it's going to happen, but we have our I want to do another web series, season 2.
Oh.
And, depending where we are, if the three of us keep moving on with hopefully a total of 8 people, we want to have like a challenger come in. And I was going to fly Johnny Tropicana out to surprise you, and you had to go against him. But I feel like it would only be appropriate now if Mallory also came out to challenge me as well. And hopefully by that time, maybe Rudy will be. The web series took 5 years to edit, so we're Rudy eventually
And
get all
episode 4 will be out this winter.
coming this fall.
From 2015, it literally he put out one.
The last time I had a stash 5 years ago.
So if a lot of this, if you're listening and somehow this doesn't make any sense, here's the thing. These guys have a Patreon. They have a YouTube. Throw money at them on Patreon. Get the backstory on OStreet. Find out their whole story. Watch these guys play, and all of this will make sense. They get at each other and competitive with each other, and it's a lot of fun to watch. And we've all played against each other in videos that are going to surface later, where we're equally I want to beat this person, I want to cheer for this person, but I kind of want them to lose. So it's going to be the circle of life. These videos are going to be made for a very long time. We have Travis Ackerman. Just finding this. This is.
How you doing, man?
Yeah, Travis.
So
on
Patreon is where all of my best footage is.
Literally everything that can't go on YouTube, because we try to be somewhat family friendly, which I have tomorrow. We have a video with Marnie from episode 1. We're all playing, and Rudy, not to spoil it, he uses some language that I ended up keeping a little bit, so it's not completely family fun, but Rudy loses control.
Awesome.
Yes.
It doesn't
usually it's me.
It's always not usually. It's every time.
On that note, I haven't played in one of our league games in a month because I had it out with Aaron the one night, and I just was I already won one, so I don't need to play.
It is so routine at this point. Evan wins a game. He has a blowout. He doesn't show up till the championship.
And the last time I did it, I won. So
yeah.
So the drama is real. OStreet is real. And you should tune into their newest video. I'm assuming because we're gonna wrap up with some mini golf happenings. I'm assuming you're sharing the video with Marnie because this weekend is AJ's mini golf.
Exactly. So Marnie's having a pop-up course somewhere in PA. I don't have the exact location.
Littstown?
Okay.
Not far from
somewhere outside of Philly.
Lidditz. That's Lancaster. That's
Lancaster. Okay. So it's still outside of Philly, just farther. But yeah, so the game we played at Heartland Golf in LBI. She was down with her family, and it's a fun game, a great course. I know we have to all kind of go back and play to really enjoy it. But it's a fun video coming out, and then we did a little interview with her, kind of just talking about Holey Moley, because other than this show that you, Tom, and Pat are putting on, no one really gets the insight. There's so many people asking me questions about how is the weather, how is this and that, and so many people are curious about the backstory and what happens, that it's nice to get that insight. So that's great.
On that note too, the number one question that I keep, the question I get all the time is the putting, is it real or is it fixed? And I don't understand that. How do you fake putting?
I saw
Unless you
there was a
pay
Reddit one.
somebody-
Somebody who said, well, they play the holes and then they go back and like film the obstacles and everything so they can edit together. I was like, hey, that just is a lot of work. Nobody's got time for that. But like,
Right.
why would you just not think it's like, why is everything got to be a damn conspiracy theory?
I'm with you,
It's a
Pat.
bunch of idiots playing mini golf for some money. Like, it's not that difficult a concept.
No. But yeah, I get that question all the time. Is like, well, was it real? And I was like, yeah, I really made all those putts, and the one I missed, I really missed it, and he made his putt. Like, it's just very weird of a question. Like, you watch, it's filmed. Like, trust something, please. Of all things to trust, an ABC
Trust
show
miniature
about
golf.
mini golf.
Trust mini golf. That's the new logo. Trust me.
Yeah, mini golf we
And,
trust.
and those of you that don't know, it's technically like falls in the game show realm. The amount of people that have to like sign off on things in order for these things to be legit is real. And like, you can believe any conspiracy theory you want, it just doesn't make it real. And chances are that if you believe some of these, you're pretty dumb. So I'm just going to put that out there, because all of us have played this course. There's like rules in place, and you can come up with any of your, QAnon like nonsense. But like, we all played the show. We all made putts. We all missed putts. Like, we've missed putts in real life. This is like a thing we'll cop to. So yeah, it's real.
None of
You
us
should
got the
try
time or
out.
energy to make this shit up continually. Like, we've been doing
Right.
this series now for 12 episodes on stuff. Like, I cannot. I can
Was that
barely
the
keep
first
my
coach
kids'
of the
names
podcast?
straight, let alone like a complex conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
Or
Illuminati confirmed.
we
Holy Molly's Illuminati.
of Rudy's imagination, elaborate imagination, and nothing's real.
There you go.
Also,
That would explain a lot.
except for Rudy Real.
Who's for real? I'm gonna wrap up a few more mini golf happenings things. I got some slides because mini golf goods. We have some new merch. We have Robin displaying the regular size,
What is she
and
looking at?
I am displaying the large size of the mini golf masks that we now have at minigolfgoods.com. If you go there, we got stuff for sale, and you can pick those up along with our mini golf. Is for everyone, mugs, balls, and all that fun stuff. And I mentioned it last week, but here's the little flyer. If you're in Minnesota, September 18th and 19th, and if you are lucky enough to have one of the best scores, the 20th, we're having our miniest mini golf open at Lilliput in Coon Rapids. We just played that course not too long ago with Rudy and Aaron, and hopefully this video that we all played in will see the light of day right before people compete for some money and trophies and all that stuff. We know about the OStreet tournament. Pat, what do you got coming up?
Well, tomorrow, 10:30 on the Putting Penguin page, 10:30 in the morning, be doing the Putt 18 World League Week 3. So
Yeah.
bring up Team USA here, because most of the rest of the world has done theirs. There's a couple other stragglers there, but a lot of USA this weekend. These guys can give their time slots for the guys who are playing. Like I said, I hope I'm doing the New Jersey tournament. We're going to try to nail down Maine. I think we're doing a one-day tournament up there. That'd be September 12th. Likely been going and talking with Dolphin Mini Golf up there. Our tournament's on the 19th of September. That's pretty much the mini golf stuff, although I do need to quickly do my power rankings.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
We were
crap.
so far off track, but
I wonder why.
I mean, that's why I kept the paper.
Do it.
Right here. So as we know,
Hold up, I'm going to bring up the banner.
Ooh, there's a banner. That's good. 'Cause I can look at the thing every time. All right. So the Putting Penny Pat power ranking of winners. And so as always, this is caveated by, as we talked about, there's a lot of editing. So I can only dissect the winner's skills based on what the producers have decided to show us on there. So Mallory was an interesting one to try to figure out because after watching her a couple times, her tee shots kind of sucked, but she was really good on the second shots from what they showed, like on hole number 2, and even on Volcano, that shot out of the hazard was really good as well. But as we mentioned, she's the only competitor who managed to get dunked in the water 3 times, and only winner to play 3 water holes, which was also interesting. So I think not a great combination. The physical stuff didn't quite overcome her, so I slipped her into the 7th spot. So bottom up, I had Ray from episode 2, who was our squirrel boy, Alexandra from episode 7, May from episode 4, Mallory was number 7, Tanner, episode 5, Chris from episode 3, and then Eric, our episode 1. And so our top 3 hasn't changed. Actually, our top whatever hasn't changed from last week. And David, who was our guest last week, great putter. He was our episode 9 winner. I got in the 3rd spot. Nor, episode 8, with a great combination of both putting and just physicality on his obstacles. And then Chelsea is sitting on the number 1 spot because she destroyed all of her challenges and is a hella good putter. And actually found her on Twitter this week, which is kind of cool as well. So,
Oh, I didn't know she's over there too.
yeah, she is. She tweeted something, and we ended up following her from the Holey Moley side of things. So we've got 2 more episodes left, and then 12 altogether before we get to the final.
Well, we get to the final, so it'll be the 13th, 20th, and 27th, I think, are the last couple of episodes. What is Rudy doing over here? Is he checking his text?
So
He's
that's
taking
what
pictures
happens.
of us.
So yeah, Aaron,
It's for his OnlyFans page.
Oh my god!
You don't want.
After dark. So Tom and Aaron, when are you guys doing your putt 18 thing?
Sunday at 1 for me.
I am tomorrow at 1 Central, so I guess that's 2 p.m. your time. Yeah,
Rudy, you better stop it.
I should what?
No, Rudy. I'm talking to Rudy. Needs
Rudy.
to stop.
Jeez.
And
Well,
hopefully,
webcam.
if you tune into if you go to Tom Loftus on Facebook, you want to follow me for some reason, you can follow me there for my putt 18. Pat, are you doing yours over at the Putting Penguin?
Putting Penguin this time.
And Aaron, you're doing yours over at OStreet?
Yep.
Sweet. Well, that's what we have for putt 18. I think we might try to do another episode of this on Sunday night to talk about hardcore mini golf, so we could wrap that up. But we'll see how much stamina we got. We're going to eventually wrap up the last couple episodes of the show.
We
I
got to
mean,
cut
do we have
this
to
off
remove?
before you get to see all of it.
There you go. There it is. Much better. And the show is unviewable now. Don't say it, Tom. Just delete.
We're going to get flagged. It's okay.
Yeah, I got these cards.
We're gonna get picked up.
We're going to get picked up by somebody, by that cop that you were telling had weed in Aaron's car, I think is going to...
Mom, don't
is
tell.
gonna... Isn't it legal everywhere now? Anyways,
Nope.
Sure.
Not here.
You know what? We'll see if it works.
this show's not on the rails, but it's definitely off the rails. It has been. We're going to need a bigger windmill. I'm Mr. T signing off. My
USA.
co-host.
I'm going to say it's August. Well, now it's August 8th on the East Coast. So a couple things to remember. Black lives still matter. If you're in public around people, wear a damn mask. And if you don't want to listen to actual real scientists and stuff that know about this, I'm a middle-aged white guy spouting off on Facebook and YouTube and waving an American flag. So listen to me about it. And I'm signing off.
And
Everybody else,
airplanes are
And he's got the red hat to go with it.
The Earth is flat. I don't know what's real or what's not. Go follow OStreet on YouTube.
I'm reading.
Yeah, go smash that subscribe button. Smash it. Break your computer doing it.
That is all for this week. We'll see you next Friday night.
Peace.
Guys, thanks for having us.
Later.